Hello, this is Tammy Hewlett with Swimming in Stamps, and I'm here today to show you a really beautiful technique that I learned over at MDS Monday last week by Suzanne Johnson. She came up with this, not me, so I can't take the credit. It's a really cool way to color a butterfly. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a stamp. So I'm at my resource palette and I'm going to browse and find the wonderful wings. So it should be way down here. Here we go. I'm going to open that up and I'm going to bring over Butterfly 2 and I'm going to size it down here, fit it on my sheet. And I'm just going to leave this black I'm trying to mimic a blue morpho butterfly. They're real pretty. They're blue and black. And I did look on the internet to kind of get some coloration ideas. Okay, so for the rest of this video, do make sure that you get it nice and centered where you're really going to like it, because you're not going to want to move this later, okay? Trust me. Okay, now we're going to change the view so we can see this a little better. So I'm going up to the top toolbar and I'm going to select View, Canvas, Zoom 400. That is going to make this nice and big so we can see what the heck we're doing for the rest of this video. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the punches and I've hit Browse and I'm under Basics. Okay, and I'm just going to drag over an oval punch. And I want to kind of size this down and curl it over a little bit. And what I learned in doing this is that it really kind of worked to start on the outsides of the wings and then get all the outsides done, and then I worked on the insides later. So what I'm trying to do is sort of mimic the design of this butterfly, and I'm going to have to rotate this a little bit. Whoops, edit undo. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, you can see how when you hover over this, the square or the cross means you can move it. The double-sided arrow means you're going to end up stretching it either diagonally this way, you're going to make it bigger or smaller, or this way it's going to make it longer or shorter. Okay, and then if you hover and you see the little rotation, that's how you can rotate it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is get it about that big, and I want it kind of narrow so that it's just lying across this top portion of my butterfly. And you can see that this takes a little bit of time. You can also use your arrows on your keyboard. I think I'm almost there for this first one. Whoops, kind of moved a little on me. Okay, I'm going to use my arrows for the rest of this. Okay, that's good enough. Whoops, a little too far. Okay, now what I'm going to do is hit Paper Fill over on the Design Center, and I'm going to select Summertime Splendor. If you've got a plus, hit it so that there's a minus sign here. So you open it up and then select Orchids and hit OK. Okay, now first you're going to hardly see anything. So what you want to do is hover over the oval and double click. And that brings you to your paper, and you can move your paper with your cursor by holding down the left part of your cursor. Okay, so we're going to zoom way in first. And the other thing I'm going to do is unclick this. It says rotate image with punch. Can you see that my punch just changed? It's now in the angle that the butterfly is. So that way I can find one part of these orchids. I think I'm going to increase it a little bit more, because what I want to do is dip the edge into the black and have the rest going light. Then I'm going to hit OK. All right, so that's number one, and I just kept doing that. Now that I've got it, I'm going to hit copy and paste, and this time I'm going to rotate it around like this, because it's really now going more of a horizontal. Yeah, like that. And again, I'm going to double click, and now I can move my paper again to where I want it and hit OK. And then I'm going to hit copy and paste, Control C, Control V, and I'm just going to keep doing this and double click, and I move. Every time I moved the paper so it looked different, and then hit Control C, Control V. You can see that it's really not that difficult to do this. Let's go find a new flower this time so that it's looking a little different. I don't know if this is going to work. There's not that much black in it, but we'll see. Sometimes you just have to kind of see. If you really want more of the black, yeah, we may have to go find a different one for this one. Let's see. Let's go back maybe to this one. How about that? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so you get the gist. And what I did was first I covered all of this side, and then I covered this side. I had to keep rotating and lengthening these, or changing the sizes. Sometimes when you change the size, you've got to reposition it a little bit. And then I filled this one here. On the bottom, I pretty much just fanned them out. And then in the end, I filled one behind the body and one behind the head. And when I was completely done, I went to my layers over here, and I brought the butterfly up to the top. And you can do this periodically too, to kind of see where you're at as you lose sight of all the layers. So you can see this is coming out real pretty. And in the end, the last one I did was this one here and this one here. And I'll just keep going as long as I can. My video is going to time out here eventually here. But for example, let's say that I'm done. Control C, Control V. I'm going to do another copy of this. You know, you can see you can go to the other side now and get that in the right place. Now this time I'm going to want to go find another flower like the one on this side, so that it's going the opposite way. And I'm just going to skip forward a little bit here. I'll make another copy, and let's say I'm now working on down here. I just I rotated it and lined it up. See, now this one needs to maybe be a little bit fatter and a little bit shorter. And maybe rotate it a teeny bit more. And then bring it over. And again, use your keyboard for these little delicate ones. Now I went, I think, one too many. Okay. And I try to let some of these white dots keep showing through. Okay, so I'm going to double click here. And now I'm going to bring it, let's see. Oh, this time I want the black on the bottom. So I can do it there, or maybe here. That looks like a pretty one. There. So you get the gist of what I'm doing. And After a while too, you can start